Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. We've got what's turning into a daily Tarkov update for you guys, which is good for me, hopefully for you guys as well. You guys like getting these updates. Without rambling too much, we got a note from Nikita to go over. Huge change to the flea market. Really big change to the flea market. And I want to go over some of the crafts and things in the hideout that have changed. Just in case you didn't realize it, let people know some of the stuff that's there so you can take advantage of it. So let's not waste any more time and get right into it. Okay, so first up, we'll get Nikita out of the way. He says almost 1 week has passed since the 1.0 release, and what a week. This week was actual stress testing, not only of our servers, but also our mind and nerves. But seeing you enjoy the game makes us feel better. As I mentioned, we plan to use this couple of months to prioritize and get more and more fixes and improvements into the game. There will be a winter in Tarkov, new storyline quests, new event. Winter, we knew was coming, but new storyline quests is interesting to me because it makes me wonder, okay, are we going to get like side quests, more interesting stuff? Or do they actually have like hard locks that keep people from progressing and they're not going to add those until further down? That will be really interesting and probably not well received if that's the case. But I'm just guessing. We could have all of it and these could just be more storyline, more side quest kind of deals coming. We'll just have to wait and see. Now, the new event, no idea what that is. Maybe something to do like with Korvat or whatever, where we got some Christmas stuff like we did last wipe, which would be cool. Be nice to give folks a chance to go at that again, get the achievement, get the clothes, all that kind of stuff. That's what I like. The pants are what I'm wearing now, but the jacket will be nice too for people to get that if they want. Sometime after, there will be introduction of seasonal character with a whole new season system. Lots of people are asking about that. Let's set this again right now. As of what we know, the character you're playing right now will not ever wipe. The wipes will come, but they will be with a seasonal character, something that's going to be added, obviously down the road. So right now, don't sweat. Your character's not going to wipe. It doesn't look like. Now, on top of this, we're going to have the traditional New Year's Tarkov TV in December. These are always a lot of fun. I enjoy these. They're cool. We'll see what they have planned this year because there won't be a wipe around it. So it's going to be a little bit of a different feeling. Because they do drops with these usually, and I don't know if they're going to do drops again. You just have to wait and see. But they put on a huge show, a huge production, and it's a good time all the way around. Plus, it's cool having Christmas in Tarkov. I loved last year. We had the trucks and the BTR had Christmas lights on it, all that stuff, and it was actually pretty amazing. I liked it a lot. So hopefully we get some of that this year. But that's where all of the additional info will be there. So it doesn't look like we're going to get much more info until Tarkov TV next month. So just have to wait and see. Okay, so now for the flea market, the major change, and they didn't say anything about it, it just happened, but you're able to list and sell most items on the flea market now, as far as barter items are concerned, right? So if I go to flea market and I hit add offer, come on now, flea market, add offer. Okay, all of this stuff in here, I couldn't list this as of yesterday evening, at least most of it. And you still can't. Like some of the valuable stuff you see, like chains and roosters and stuff like that, you can't list any of that stuff. Some of the high-end items, obviously, like RFIDs, you can't. I'm trying to see if there's anything else in here that jumps out. Gunpowders, interestingly. Some of those things, these things you can't list. But everything else you can. And it doesn't look like there's any level restriction on it at all. It's not just... lower to 25 or 20 or whatever. Just doesn't, like, once you get 15 you're gonna be able to list it. So clear out those junk boxes, sell everything you want to sell if you want on the flea market. Just keep in mind that not everything is valuable, because a lot of things in the hideout require found and raid. Obviously that's what churns early in the wipe, is the upgrades of things. But like batteries, for example, these aren't going to be worth much money because they're not, like, early wipe, these things are usually worth a bunch, but because it's found and raid flea, or found and raid requirement on this specific module, it doesn't work. And motors, same kind of deal, right? Motors are dirt cheap, because there's nothing to buy them for. You don't need to buy them. Some of the other upgrades I have going, but so keep that in mind when you're looking through your upgrades. Double check like elite pliers and the ratchet wrench. Make sure none of that stuff, you're not going to go out and buy a bunch of stuff thinking you're going to upgrade your hideout, and then you can't because it needed to be found and raid. With that, keep in mind there are lots of crafts for things. So for like example, LCD screens are hanging up a lot of people. There are crafts for LCD screens as well as barters for LCD screens when you need them. I'm just showing these for an example. Mechanic has a barter for LCD screens right here. It's 2 broken LCD screens, gets you a single single good LCD screen that you can use for upgrades or various crafts or whatever you're doing. Then in the workbench, I'm actually crafting one right now. LCD screen. Doesn't take much. It's one broken LCD gives you a good one, but that has also made LCD screens worth a shitload. If you've been passing these up, if you're like me, you're like, oh my God, I've left millions of rubles behind because I've just ignored these things. But you can see they're worth a bunch because people are doing this craft and other stuff like that. As far as some crafts, let's talk about some of the stuff that has changed. The big couple, we have obviously we have a light bulb craft now. If you didn't know about that, it's not too bad. There is a hand drill craft, which is weird. These things aren't too hard to find, but I guess they wanted a craft in there for people to get through it. They changed around some of the weapon part crafts. So now you have an AKM that turns into 5 weapon parts. And I believe this, I don't see it in here. There used to be a VPO that did that, and I don't see that in here anymore. There is the, what's it called? The SKS that turns into a weapon part, but that's the only other one. There is a Geiger counter craft. There is a Bulbex craft. Those are all new. The motor craft was changed. This used to require a drill, but now it is different components. So it's on level 2 workbench. So you can get yourself found and raid drills a lot easier, or found and raid motors without having to find drills. So that's a huge change. I was trying to think there was another one in here I was going to point out to you guys. There might be, I'm just missing it, but that's just in the workbench. In the laboratory, for example, and I'm done with this craft so I can show you guys, we have some pretty big changes. First off is the ripstop craft. This thing only requires 1 scav vest now. So scav vests aren't going to be worth anywhere near what they were before, and Cordura or ripstop is going to be worth a lot less. It's worth some now because there's not a lot of people selling it, but this is crazy that they changed that. So wildly unexpected. So this used to be 3 scav vests for 2 ripstops. So that overhauls that craft substantially. If you can craft fleece right now. This is a little bit of a crafting guide, I guess, because it's just worth so much money and it's an easy craft. One of the other crafts they completely changed was, I'm trying to remember in here where it's at. Maybe it's not in the laboratory, but I know there's others. We have in the nutrition unit, the Slicker's craft doesn't take cereal anymore. That's completely changed. We have a MRE craft now, which is cool, which is the same as the, there's another craft in here and they're exactly the same. Oh yeah, as the pineapple craft. So pineapple and MREs take the same craft and they make the same thing. So those are in there, along with the sausage craft, which somebody pointed out that this is a joke, kind of old school Russia, that toilet paper filler in sausages for crappy sausages. I'm not going to get into more detail on that, but that's what that is. It's kind of a Russian joke. I don't get the Geiger counter, but whatever. Then at the med station, we have some new crafts for stims. You actually have an AHF1M stim craft, which is kind of crazy. PNB craft, which I don't understand. That stim is weird, but it's there. It's super expensive. So you'll be able to use like burned up AFAX if you want and turn it into stims, but that's a lot of other components for something that's not really worthwhile. And then there's an ALU splint in here, aluminum splint craft, that is epoxy ram, and 5 splints gives you 2 aluminum splints. So a little bit of a change in crafts there. That's the thing I don't see. There used to be a craft that you would cut up blue armors, untar armors, and make splints, and I don't see that craft anymore, and I don't think it's quest locked. So it looks like they just got rid of that craft, and we have this one now, which is really interesting. So it's there. I think that's on level 2 med station. I'm almost to level 3, so we'll be able to see what's new on that. So yeah, I'm gonna start this right here before I forget about it. Then the water collector. Nothing crazy changed here. You know, you've got juice that makes your water and your water bottle. It'll fill your water bottles. The intelligence center, the maps craft changed. This used to require like a bunch of maps, all the different maps, and then something else that would make a map. This craft actually makes sense now. So that is that's one good change there. So that's the changes. That's some of the stuff we've seen. As we get more and more level 3 things, I'll do a more encompassing review of the hideout for you guys to cover some of the changes and things to know about that's going on in the hideout. Oh, I forgot to mention the rest space 3 requirements used to have like I think it was Ragman 3 they were required. They're not there anymore. So you can get your rest space 3 as soon as rest space 2 is ready. So I would take advantage of that. I think that's a mistake. I think they just overlooked that from the Targrad Tales. That's when they changed it, was for that Targrad Tales event before last wipe during the hardcore wipe, was to let everybody get in there. And I think they forgot to turn it back on. So take advantage of while you can, because it gets you your rest space and gets your library a little bit sooner, which is super good because it helps with raid experience, and practical leveling skills go up as well. But that's it for the hideout, for the crafts, all that kind of stuff that's changed. Again, be careful on the flea market. Prices are going to be very, very volatile on things as they go up and down. You know, for example, ES lamps, they're not that expensive, but they will be. They'll get way more expensive as more and more people realize this. I didn't even realize it for a couple hours until somebody in chat came in and said, because I didn't see any news anywhere. I didn't see anything. And I was like, wait, you mean I can just buy stuff and craft it now? So that's going to have a pretty big swing on the market. But as soon as you hit 15, you should have access to that stuff. But that's all I got. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. As always, hit that like and subscribe button if it was, because it helps me out a ton. Doesn't cost you a thing. And it tells YouTube that you want to see more of this content so you don't miss out on it. We'll get into some more economy guides, looting. I'm already looking at some looting guides for you guys, as well as a crafting guide. So we'll get all that stuff cranked out this weekend. Look forward to, oh, there's a poll on the channel. Go hit that poll up. Tell us what level you are. It's good to see where the community's at as far as levels and stuff like that. It helps me kind of judge my content as well. So it's not all altruistic. There's a little bit of selfishness there. It does help me, but it's a good poll nonetheless. But that's all I'll do. I'll quit yammering. Appreciate your guys' time. I hope you're having good raids and enjoying Tarkov 1.0. I wish you the best of luck, and we'll see you in Tarkov.